Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make this granny square that I am going to be using for my next project that will come later on. But today I want to break down the step-by-step process of how to make this beautiful granny square. As you can see, it starts with a circle sort of shape and then turns into a beautiful square that we are going to learn how to make in this video. So for the materials, you will need yarn. This is a project that is perfect for scrap yarn. So pull out your scrap yarn and pick any colors of your choice. I'll be using a double strand of robin yarn. Actually, this is seagull. I'll be using a double strand of seagull yarn. And for me, I'll be using this golden color, this nude color, and the coffee brown color. This appears black, but it is actually coffee brown. And choose your blends as you wish. And then you're going to keep playing around with different colors in order to get different effects for your project. And then, as I had mentioned, I'm using a double strand. That's because a single strand is going to be way too light. And for my project, I prefer it thick. So if you don't want a thick kind of fabric, then you're going to go for a single strand. The other thing that you will need is a pair of scissors. This is a must because we have loose ends at the back of this granny square that I'll be teaching you how to get rid of later on. And then you will also need a 3.5mm crochet hook or any hook that is recommended for the yarn that you have decided to use for this project. And then you will also need a measuring tape. This goes for the people who want a specific size of a square. If you're very particular about the measurements of the square that you want, you will need a measuring tape. But if you're just trying it out, I don't think you need this one. But just keep it around just in case you may need to turn this particular square into a beautiful project. So let's get started. So I'll start off with my golden color, golden brown. And I'm going to start off with a magic ring. To create a magic ring, you're going to hold your yarn like this and twist it over. Insert your hook and pull on the working yarn like this. And then you hold. So this is our magic ring where we're going to place our stitches. So you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. And place 2 more double crochets into the magic ring. So that counts as 3 double crochets at the moment. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and place 3 double crochets into the same magic ring. 1, 2, and 3. So far we have another group of 3 double crochets. We want a total of 8 groups of 3 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. So chain 1, 3 double crochets into the same magic ring. So this is our third group. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the magic ring. So far those are 4 groups. Now we're going to continue doing this until we have a total of 8 groups of 3 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. Chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. This is my 6th group. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. This is my 7th group. Chain 1, and this is my last group, which is the 8th group of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what your work will look like. You're going to make a chain of 1 and slip stitch into the topmost chain of the first chain 3 of the round. Just like that, and then make a chain of 1. And you're going to cut your yarn. We are doing one row of each color. So once you cut your yarn, you're going to pull on the magic ring and close it up. Secure it by closing it up. Just like that. Now you can go ahead and get a darning needle and then weave in this tail so that the magic ring doesn't undo itself, but I'll do that later on towards the end of the project. So we have chain 1 spaces in between here, in between the groups of 3 double crochets, as you can see. That's where we're going to be placing our next stitches. All right, so we're going on to our next color, which is the nude color. And we're going to start off with a slip knot. This is how I make my slip knot, just like that. And I'm going to attach into any of the chain 1 spaces, but I prefer to attach it here next to this tail. The chain 1 before the slip stitch. I'll attach my yarn there, just like this. And then I'm going to make a chain of 3, which counts as my very first double crochet. I'm going to go into the same exact chain 1 space and place 2 more double crochets. So 1 and 2. So that's a total of 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space. From here, I'm going to make a chain of 1 and then skip over the next 3 double crochets, and into the chain 1 space, I will place a total of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same exact space. This round is going to create corners and is going to turn the circular shape into a square. Chain 1, skip the next 3 double crochets, and into the next chain 1 space, I'm going to place 3 double crochets. From here, I'm going to make a chain of 1 and create another corner into the next chain 1 space after skipping 3 double crochets. So place, after the chain of 1, you place 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 more, chain 2. The corner has to get a chain of 2. And then place 3 more double crochets into the same exact chain 1 space, just like this. So far we have a total of 2 corners, as you can see here. And then make a chain of 1, skip over the next 3 double crochets, and into the next chain 1 space, you're going to place 3 double crochets, just like that. And then make a chain of 1, skip over the next 3 double crochets, and into the next chain 1 space, we are going to create a corner by placing 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 1, skip over the next 3 double crochets, and place 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. And then make a chain of 1, skip over the next 3 double crochets, and into the last chain 1 space of the previous round, you're going to place a corner, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same exact space. And that marks, we've gone all the way around, and we've placed a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 of the round. Insert your hook and pull through all. And that's a slip stitch, and that marks the end of this round. You're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, pull through, and fasten off. So just like that, we are done with round 2. We're going on to round 3, and round 3 is going to be the same exact color as the beginning color. So we are going to start off with a slip knot, and we're going to attach our yarn in the chain 1 space before the last slip stitch of the previous round. So in that chain 1 space. We're going to attach our yarn and then make a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet, and go into that same space with a total of 2 more double crochets. So that counts as 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, this is a corner and it's a chain 2 space. So every corner or chain 2 space gets a corner. So we're going to place a total of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same exact space. So just like that, we are done with this first corner of the 3rd round, and we are going to make a chain of 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, into the chain 2 space or the corner you're going to place 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same space. From here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and place 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, and then chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. So this is a chain 2 space, sorry. So we have to place a corner at this point, just like we did here and here. So from here, you're going to make a chain of 1, place 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. You should notice that the chain 1 spaces are only getting 3 double crochets, and then the corners or the chain 2 spaces, so you make a chain of 1, this is a corner or a chain 2 space, that's where we place 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same exact space to create our final corner of the round. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round, just like that. You're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. So we're going on to our next round, and this time we're going to use that dark coffee brown color, but we're going to follow the same exact instructions as the previous round. So I'm going to just show you what to do, but we are basically repeating the same instructions as the previous round. Placing only 3 double crochets in the chain 1 spaces and placing a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the corners or the chain 2 spaces. So we're starting with a slip knot and we are attaching into the chain 1 space before the slip knot, the last slip stitch of the previous round. So here we are attaching this and then making a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then go into the same exact space with 2 more double crochets, and that will count as 3 double crochets placed into the chain 1 space, because the chain of 3 counts as a double crochet. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. Repeat that until you get to the corner. So chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space. So when you get to the corner or the chain 2 space, you're going to make a chain of 1, and into that corner you place a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So that way we have created a corner at this point. So that yarn may be very dark for you to see what I'm doing, but I hope the foundation of this tutorial has taught you what to do. So from here you make a chain of 1 and 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space. If you're getting value from this video so far, make sure you give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space, chain 1. This is a chain 2 space or a corner, so that one gets a shell, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So we are going to just repeat that all the way around. I think I've explained the granny square well enough for you to make it as big as you want or as small as you want, depending on the size that you want to make. So let me just go ahead and finish up this round, following the same exact instructions as I had explained earlier on. So I'm placing the last shell into the last chain 2 space of the previous round. And from here, you're going to make a chain of 1 and slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round. Just like that. Make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Now that you know how to make round 4, you're going to go ahead and repeat the same exact round until you get this square that you want. Alright guys, I went ahead to do a total of 6 rounds. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But you can do this granny square to any size, even blanket size if you wish. You can continue to create and keep adding more and more rounds, but keep in mind as you go ahead to add more rounds, it takes longer to go all the way around. So the rounds keep getting longer and longer and longer. So this is just a quick demo, and now we are going to go onto the weaving in part. You're going to notice that all your loose ends are in one line. That's because we were very specific when it came to changing colors and where to place the new color. So you will find that your loose ends are placed in one straight line. So what we are going to do right now is to ignore the very first color, which is the golden brown, and then you will see that the next 2 colors, the end of the golden color and the beginning of the nude color, are close to each other, and this is the back side of my work. I can just go ahead and make a double knot at the back of my work. I know some people don't like this. If you prefer to use your darning needle, please go ahead and do that. And then the next two colors are close to each other. I will just go and make a double knot as well. Remember, I'm doing this at the back side of my work. And then the next two colors are close to each other as well. So I'll just go ahead and make a double knot. So you can see how the granny square is starting to get much more neater than what it was before. And then the next two colors, make a double knot. This is going to take a while, especially if you're working on a project that has too many loose ends. But trust me, this, the moment you're done with everything, it is so satisfying to see a very beautiful and neat granny square, especially multicolored ones, because we know exactly what we go through to create these granny squares. So this is what we have as per now. So since I used the double strand, all right, so you're going to get a darning needle and you weave in the middle one just by going into a few stitches, as you can see here, back and forth, to just secure it. Remember, this one, if you don't weave it in properly, it can easily open up the magic ring, which we don't want. So you're going to go ahead and do this and then cut off the loose ends. And then for the last one, I am going to just go ahead and make a double knot. Actually, one thing that I like to do is to get my crochet hook and get one of the strands. When I use a double strand, I get one of the strands and pass it through here, and then I go ahead and make a double knot just to secure it perfectly well. But do what you have to do. If you prefer to use darning needle, go ahead and use that. If you prefer to use a knot, just like I did, go ahead and do that. So let's see the final look on the right side. Remember, this was the back side of our work where we have those knots going on, but you can use a darning needle to just weave in all these tails so that they are almost invisible. So for me, this is what the right side of my work looks like. And along the line where I have the loose ends, you can see it looks perfectly fine. It doesn't even look like they're loose ends. You can see them peeping through, but after lining or doing some background work, it looks perfectly fine. But even if they show, this is handwork and we are not afraid to show the imperfections. So this is what the granny square looks like. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.